Meanwhile, China's electric car industry is certainly growing. This has led to countries in the European Union raising concerns as they struggle to keep up with the country's growing technology capacity for renewable energy. All of this, of course, ahead of that summit. And watching those developments for us in Beijing is SABC News international editor Sophie Mokoena, who joins us now live. And I wonder what conversations around China's manufacturing of electric vehicles is likely to take place there today, Sophie.
Yes, we are live here at this company where the cars are being manufactured, but these cars are not using fossil fuel, they are using batteries. As you know that in relation to the targets and timeframes based on the United Nations committee that deals with climate change, many countries are expected to do their part in terms of reducing the greenhouse emissions. And you know that the automotive industry is one industry that is contributing to the pollution. But China has taken a lead in terms of manufacturing of technology, clean technology. You know that the European Union recently raised concerns that China is really powering ahead in terms of the renewable technology, not only the technology in terms of manufacturing of electricity or power, but also in terms of the automobile industry. And here in China, we are visiting one such company that is manufacturing cars that are using batteries. You know that this company wants to start operations in Mokoena in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. The project is quite ahead and they are working with the IDC. I am going to speak to the chairman of this company in South Africa to get more details. Good afternoon, sir. You are in South Africa and you want to start this company in South Africa. But before we get to South Africa project, can you briefly tell us, in terms of this company here, what are you doing? What kind of models do you have?
这样的，因为您这块呢，主要是这个南非公司的这个董事长，他在谈论南非工厂的之前呢，先想介绍一下越野车工厂的情况和它的车型。
好的，我是北汽集团王建辉，担任我们南非公司董事长。非常荣幸，非常高兴啊！借助 SABC 和我们南非的朋友进行交流、进行沟通。
So, Mr. Wang is holding the position as a chairman of Bike SA company, and it's quite a pleasure to have the interview with SABC News and to talk with our friends.
那么我们现在所在呢是北汽集团的一个重要的自主品牌产品的生产基地，主要生产的是越野车。那么规模呢，一年有10万台产能的规模。我们背后这些产品啊，包括我们当然呢，可能观众朋友见不到，我们周围摆放了很多的展品，绝大部分车辆都是出自于这个工厂。它主要生产的是 off-road， 就是越野车型。那么现在既包含燃油车，也有混动的产品。
Okay, so we are located is the Bike off-road vehicle plant on the Bike Group, and the capacity of the plant is over 100,000 units per year, and you can see the models in different versions, and those models include the combustion vehicles, hybrid vehicles, and the BEV product.
那么越野车呢，是北汽集团的一张响亮的名片。我们有越野世家的这种称号。下一步呢，通过越野车的我们的底蕴，结合着新能源化，会非常好的助力我们的产品走出国门，推进我们国际化的业务。
So off-road vehicle is not only for the bike, but it is a famous plate in mainland China. We call it like the off-road generation inheritance, which means it's a huge family, including different models, and we rely on these off-road vehicles to realize the internalization of the product of the bike overseas objective.
Let me get information in South Africa. What are you hoping to do in South Africa in Mokoena in the Eastern Cape with IDC.
您在跟 IDC 合作当中，希望在南非达到一个什么样的一个效果？
那么首先我先介绍一下，正好我们身后的这3款产品是跟南非有非常直接的关系的。这一款红色的产品，右舵车已经在南非上市了，是我们刚才说体现我们越野属性的。这一款这个魔方 X55是2022年11月份上市的，去年在南非销售了接近3000台，获得了 The Car of Year 和 Top Gear 的2个大奖，是37年唯一的中资品牌获得的奖项。我们主力车型，这款产品呢是既有燃油也有混动产品的，我们已经立项，明年9月份会在南非上市。这是我们关于产品的安排，也就是说，第一款的新能源广泛概念的新能源产品，北汽品牌的，明年会导入到南非市场。
Okay, before Mr. Wang presents the cooperation with the IDC, the shareholder in South Africa, and Mr. Wang firstly introduced the 3 products displayed behind him, and the red one, the gray one, and the green one. And the red one is the right-hand off-road vehicles with powerful attributions connected with the off-road definition. And the gray one is X55. Which has been introduced to the South African market in 2022 in December, and last year, 2023, realized the sales over 3,000 vehicles. So also this product has awarded as the car of the year and the Top Gear awarding. So 37 years in the history of the South Africa, that the first Chinese car that has been awarded 2 awards. And the green one is BG30. Which has been the feasibility studies has been done, which will be introduced to the South African market in 2025 in December, in September next year. So this is the first time this is a hybrid product. Hybrid is part of the NEV. So the first time NEV product will be introduced to the South Africa market.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Let's walk and see this car. As you can see, this is the model that is going to be introduced in South Africa in September next year. Next year, a big year for South Africa. The G20 meeting, the South African president will be hosting his counterparts from different parts of the world who are members of the G20, America, UK, Germany, China. I don't know whether Russia will be there, but at the same time in September, you will have this car being launched in South Africa. As you can see, the plates here, green, all the cars that are using battery have these green plates, and the old ones, of course, they are blue. So a clear indication that China is working very hard to comply with resolutions taken at different world climate summits in terms of addressing challenges facing the world in relation to climate challenges. And this industry, we know that it's contributing to the emissions, and therefore it's quite important for the industry, the automotive industry, to find ways and means to ensure that they also contribute towards a clean energy, but also a better world. And I think with these cars, China can certainly talk about a giant leap. And also we know that, as I pointed out, countries in the European Union community have already raised concern that China is really powering ahead with renewable technology and now with electric cars. And I think it will be very difficult for other countries to keep up, but they will be having a similar assembly when all is done in partnership with IDC in Mokoena in the Eastern Cape. You know that development zone that was launched years ago with the aim of ensuring that South Africa does industrialize, but also alleviation of congestion in the ports. And therefore I think Mokoena is on course to do what it was meant to do many years ago when this concept of development zones was started in South Africa. Unfortunately, the Harrismith dry port, it looks like we are years away from utilizing that concept and that development, because the Harrismith was supposed to be a dry port, the intention to alleviate congestion on the roads and particularly in the ports in KZN or the harbor in KZN. So South Africa is reaching out to its partners abroad to ensure that the country does industrialize, but also you are able to create jobs, because with a new plant in Ngqura, it will create much needed jobs in the Eastern Cape, a province that has been affected by crime because of unemployment. And back to you in studio.
All right, plenty to think about as that story continues to unfold. Sophie Mokoena, thanks very much indeed. Sophie's live to us there from Beijing in China.